Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel Watch 2 and compare it against the Google Pixel Watch 1 and see which particular Google Watch or Google Pixel Watch is the better one for you. Now, I will definitely tell you between both these watches, there are some advantages of picking up the older one, things like saving money and, they're probably more available and different things like that. But I would probably tell you getting the Pixel Watch 2 is probably the better one for a majority of people. And I do feel like this year for these bands and these, watches, I feel like Google did a really good job, at least in the marketing and everything with the Pixel Watch 2 so far. And I would probably recommend just buying the Pixel Watch 2 over the Pixel Watch 1, but there is a little bit of a price tag difference this year. So we will go ahead and talk about that throughout this video. If you want to pick up either one of these Pixel Watches though, links will be down in the description. You can get that from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, the first thing I will definitely tell you, between both these watches, I feel like Google has knocked it out of the park between the design of these watches. I feel like when I kind of compare this to the Galaxy Watch and the Apple Watch, probably its main competitors, I feel like Google did a really good job with the design. Still not the best, but it's a very unique kind of looking watch, at least between those ones. With the Pixel Watch 1 and the Pixel Watch 2, there is a lot of overlap between these. They are very similar, and you probably won't be able to tell the difference between one or the other one if you didn't look at the back and actually look at the branding of both these watches. They both have 41mm round displays. I feel like it's cool. I like it a lot. There's a slight difference with the casing though. The Pixel Watch 1 had that stainless steel case. The Pixel Watch 2 now has an aluminum case. This might be a big difference for some people, but I will tell you probably for a vast majority of people out there, you're going to have a really good time with the outside of both of them. There's not a lot to kind of complain about here. On the displays, they're custom AMOLED displays, so they look very good. Gorilla Glass 5 as well, so basically the same exact type of outside, and I don't really think they changed anything with the display. I think they're almost identically the same. The buttons are almost also exactly the same thing as well, but there's a slight tiny difference. It looks like there was like a little bit of a curve on the indent of the button of the Pixel Watch 1. The Pixel Watch 2 no longer has this, so it's completely round as far as I can tell. It's kind of like a nice little advantage going on with that particular display. On the sides, you only have that one button on the side, which is nice. There's like a crown button, just like on Apple Watches. And on the back side, you just have that little like wireless charging area where you can just plug this thing on the back and basically just charge up your, Google Pixel Watch, which is a really nice thing to have on these types of watches as well. So that kind of covers it up on the outside. The bands are exactly the same thing here too. So there really isn't a difference between the band structure. If you want, you can use whichever type of, band that you want. They interlock between both these and you can interchange them. So it's a pretty cool thing going on between both. And I do think that in and of itself is a very cool thing going on for both these watches. So that right there are basically, those are like the main differences, to be honest, at least on the outside, it's very, very similar. There are some pretty big differences though on these other situations. So the Pixel Watch 2 now has 3 new sensors according to the marketing. So you can track your heart rate, skin temperature, and signs of stress. So this is a slight difference from before, which I think is a really cool thing. So what you can do now is you can basically go through and track these particular types of things. And I think that's a really cool thing going on for these types of watches. The Pixel Watch 1 still had quite a bit of tracking within it, but now they kind of, within the marketing, kind of state that it's up to 40% more accurate with things within like the heart rate tracking and doing vigorous activities like that. Detecting stress and, safety checks and different things like that are another big advantage for something like the Pixel Watch 2, which could be a really big advantage. I think they're trying to focus around not only the health side, but particularly with, the stress checking of all that. I think that's another thing that they've kind of been doing. And that is another pretty big thing going on for these types of specific watches. So I think that in and of itself is another really cool thing going on with these types of watches as well. But I will tell you on the outside, you won't be able to tell one watch over the other one, which is kind of funny. I feel like Google did a couple of improvements coming from the Pixel Watch 1, but I will tell you, if you're somebody who basically has a Pixel Watch 1, I would not recommend going up to the Watch 2. I feel like it's just such a small upgrade. You probably would not be able to tell that big of a difference. But I do think if you don't have either one of these watches, you are probably better off going through and buying something like the Pixel Watch 2 rather than getting the Pixel Watch 1. I think for just the heart rate sensors and just the new improvements from there too, I think that is probably the better way to go. But I also feel like with the Pixel Watch 1, Google did a really good job here, and I'd probably recommend going up to something like the Pixel Watch 2, if you don't have any of the Pixel Watches, but you can also buy the Pixel Watch 1 in the used market and still have a really, really good time with that particular watch as well. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.